It is 1:30 Universal Time. I'm Jim Tedder in Washington. The head of the International Atomic Energy Agency has urged Iran to again suspend its nuclear activities. However, Iran says it will continue with the process. Nuclear Chief Mohammad al-Baradei made his request Thursday during talks with Iranian energy official Gholam Reza Aghazadeh. Mr. al-Baradei later said he has not yet confirmed that Iran has developed the element uranium to a level used in nuclear power stations. Iran had announced the successful enrichment of uranium on Tuesday. Mr. al-Baradei is to report to the Security Council on April 28th, the date the Council has set for Iran to stop its nuclear processing. Terrorist Zakaria Moussaoui says he has no regrets about the September 11th terror attacks in New York City that killed almost 3,000 people. Moussaoui spoke for a second time Thursday in a courtroom in the American state of Virginia. He said he was pleased to hear how Americans suffered from the attacks. He also said how he wished for more attacks. Moussaoui admitted he is guilty of 6 charges related to the planning of the attacks. He is the only person in the United States to be charged in connection with the September 11th attacks. The President of Chad says his forces are in full control of the capital in N'Djamena, following a rebel attack earlier Thursday. President Idriss Déby spoke to French radio after hours of intense gun battles between the rebels from the United Front for Change and government troops. Fighting began in the early morning near Chad's Parliament building. Later Thursday, government officials laid out the bodies of the dead rebels outside of the government building. Mr. Déby said that elections would be held on May 3rd as planned. He also repeated accusations that Sudan is supporting the rebels. The King of Nepal has called for general elections and for new talks with the opposition. The call came as thousands of protesters gathered peacefully for an 8th straight day of demonstrations against the government. Earlier Thursday, Nepalese troops used rubber bullets, tear gas, and sticks to force hundreds of lawyers to end a pro-democracy demonstration in Kathmandu. The United Nations top official for human rights expressed concern over Nepal's use of force against the protesters. Nepal's government has banned all public gatherings in the capital and surrounding areas, but pro-democracy demonstrations continue. In Colombia, sliding ground caused by heavy rains has killed at least 9 people. 37 others remain missing. The sliding ground blocked a major highway on the country's Pacific coast. Officials say 8 of the missing are soldiers who were on duty when the heavy rains began Wednesday. Search efforts continue for the missing bodies. Government lawyers in Cuba have charged 3 Mexican men with illegally helping people leave Cuba. The lawyers are asking the judge to sentence the men to 10 years in prison. The 3 men were arrested last year in Cienfuegos, Cuba. Officials say the men tried to help 17 people get from Cuba to Mexico. All 3 men say they are not guilty. You are listening to the news in VOA Special English. Iraqi police say a car bomb has killed at least 13 people in Baghdad. They say several other people were wounded in the explosion. It happened in a mostly Shiite area of the Iraqi capital. On Wednesday, a bomb killed 26 people near a Shiite religious center in a town near Bakuba. In other news, the United States military says American and Iraqi troops killed a wanted terrorist with ties to Osama bin Laden and Al-Qaeda. A retired United States Army general is calling for the resignation of Donald Rumsfeld, the Secretary of Defense. Retired Major General John Batiste made the comments on the cable news network Wednesday. General Batiste retired last year after commanding troops in the Iraqi city of Tikrit. Several other former military leaders have also criticized the defense chief. They accuse Mr. Rumsfeld and other civilian officials of not honoring the opinions of experienced military officers in the days before the invasion of Iraq. A spokesman for the White House defended Mr. Rumsfeld and said that President Bush believes he is doing a very good job. More than 50,000 mourners have attended funerals in the Pakistani city of Karachi for 3 Sunni Muslims killed in an attack. The government deployed army troops to calm demonstrations by young people who set fire to buses and cars. Many shops in the city were closed. Young people have been rioting in Karachi since 2 bombers struck Tuesday during a celebration of the Prophet Muhammad's birthday. 57 people were killed in the attack, and about 100 were wounded. No one has claimed responsibility. Pakistani Prime Minister Shaukat Aziz met with Sunni leaders in Karachi. He urged them to calm the situation. He also said the attackers would be captured and punished. Pakistani President Pervez Musharraf has ordered increased security at religious places. Lawmakers in France have approved a job plan for young workers. The new plan will replace an earlier version that caused weeks of protests throughout the country. The bill will give monetary aid to employers who will hire young people from poor areas. The original version of the plan would have permitted employers to dismiss young workers after 2 years without a reason. President Jacques Chirac still must approve the measure before it becomes law. Briefly, here again is the major news. The head of the UN Atomic Energy Agency has urged Iranian nuclear officials to suspend Iran's nuclear activities. Chadian President Idriss Déby says his forces are in full control of the capital in N'Djamena following an attack by rebels earlier Thursday. And in Colombia, sliding ground caused by heavy rains has killed at least 9 people. 37 others remain missing. That's the news in VOA Special English. This is Jim Tedder reporting.